Thanks so much for watching, y'all. This is Dragon 6 Golf with Fleur Arms. Here today's a different video, kind of my mistake and not, but basically what happened is I'm using a different camera on the table, but when I played the video back, it wasn't in focus. Luckily, I was taping this with my phone, so I had a backup. So today's weapon is a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 45. 45 is the 45 ACP round that it fires, automatic Colt weapon. Since it is a subcompact weapon, it has a small magazine. The magazine that it comes with carries 8 rounds, comes with 2 magazines. I went ahead and purchased 2 more magazines, so I have a total of 4. This is one of my favorite weapons I have. Number one, because it's simplistic. It's simple. So much like the 9mm that I cleaned in the other video, this weapon is very similar. The only thing that's different is the way that you take the slide off the receiver. And you'll see later in the video, hopefully, it has, instead of 2 prongs you pull down, it has a single lever you switch, and it's really easy to take apart. Now you'll see right now what I'm doing. I disassembled the vehicle. I disassembled the weapon, and I'm putting some oil on it. I'm gonna oil this one quite a bit because I'm gonna go to the range with this pretty soon. However, it's been a while since I used it. I've had this weapon for some time. I bought it while I was living in Colorado, and Colorado is cool because they have very similar laws to Texas as far as kind of weapons you can purchase, handgun carry. Like it's considered a reciprocal state to Texas, which means if you have a concealed handgun license in Texas, you can carry the weapon while in Colorado. And one thing you got to do while traveling is you got to make sure that the states you're traveling through are also reciprocal to Texas. If they're not, you need to make sure you carry it in your vehicle the way that's allowed in that state. If you need to lock it up in a trunk or whatever, that's something you need to do. So like I said, this is a subcompact weapon, so it's a carry weapon. All the weapons you've seen so far are weapons that typically people buy so they can carry around. They're not extremely accurate, but they are lighter, shorter in length and shorter in height, and that's why you're limited on the amount of rounds you carry and the accuracy. But this weapon has no safety on it, so if you're new, you might want to check the safety. On the very top, there is an indicator of the round is chambered, and there is a kind of a safety on the trigger. You have to start pulling on the trigger in order for the whole trigger housing to be pulled, so that's kind of cool. But besides that, the striker fire weapon, the hammer and the firing pin are all internal, which makes it easy to carry because it's not going to get hung up when you pull the weapon out, or it's not going to accidentally fire because the hammer is exposed or whatnot. But for those of you who've watched the videos, and I hope you're getting something out of them, I enjoy just making them because I'm cleaning them, I'm spending time with them. Right now, as I'm doing it, my wife and my daughter at home, so they're exposed to the weapons as well. That way, you know, kids don't develop a fear of it. They know to fear it because it's a weapon, but they don't fear it just being around. They don't freak out because it's just around, and I think that's a good thing. Now, one of the reasons why this is a weapon that I love is because the caliber of the round. I love the 45 ACP. It feels very, very good when you fire. It has some kickback, but not too much. It has a great sound, and not to mention it's a pretty big round. Now, there's always an argument out there, what's better, 9, 40, 45, 357, and I don't know what the answer is because I think it's a matter of opinion. My favorite is probably the 357 Magnum because of the size and accuracy. and it's also fired from a revolver. And if I had to choose between a 940 and a 45, I'd probably choose the 40 because it's more versatile. You carry more than you do a 45. It has more impact than the 9mm. It's kind of the best of both. It's got a longer range to it than the 45, but shorter range than the 9mm. And it all depends what you like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Next week I got a surprise for you. I got a weapon that's from the 60s. My favorite, probably my favorite of all. We'll show you that next week. But remember, weapon safety is number one. Always assume the weapon is loaded and never fire it, or excuse me, never point it unless you intend to use it. Keep your finger off the trigger at all times until your intent to use it. Never hand a person a weapon that is loaded, so always clear it. And if somebody hands you a weapon that's not cleared, the first thing I would do is clear the weapon. So on this one, I'm not using swabs. I'm using like a, I don't know what you call it, but I prefer this sometimes. I don't have a, you can use this or the squares, doesn't matter. You're lubricating the inside, and that's important so that way the barrel travels. I'm sorry, the bullet travels. I just want to thank you for watching Fleur Arms. Next video I'll kind of describe what Dragon 6 Golf means in case you guys have any questions on that. Sorry that this is not exact type of video I wanted to show you on cleaning this weapon, but really if you watch the one with the Smith & Wesson 9mm, it's very similar to that. As you see, I always wipe down my magazines, make sure they're lubricated and functioning. All my parts are clean. I'm just inspecting them, showing you the top, and I'm putting it back together. These weapons are pretty easy to take apart and put together. The idea is that you don't need any tools in order to clean this weapon and inspect it. As you can see, you always hold the receiver where the spring is loaded up top. You want to make sure the spring never drops out. I was putting this together and forgot how easy it is. You got that little switch. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching. Hope you like. Please subscribe. Please share. Leave me some comments. Talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching.